We're covering Starbucks live right now in after hours. The CFO is going to be joining that CNBC so people know, but Starbucks Q1 EPS is 50 cents versus 49. That's got to be a penny better now. Okay? So it is a penny better, but I did feature to all MMTs right here on a weekly chart. I featured the fact that Starbucks was overbought going into the earnings, and that the great news for the way the company is executed has already been priced in to the market, and that Q1 EPS of 50 cents. You can't complain. He turned around the company, he did well. And what I was featuring with my MMTs was the fact that we were 96% overbought on a weekly going into that good news on Starbucks. And, should be buying Starbucks on the pullback. And that would be right around, hopefully, you would think that Starbucks would start pulling back right around this 45 handle. It'd even be nicer if you can get some entries over here down around the 20-week moving average. That bull trend has been in play for a long time on this name. Sometimes for several weeks it was consolidating here. And as it consolidated here for several weeks, these are called breakouts and new support levels, and where breakouts make highs. So that's the weekly overbought. And what MMTs were being taught was that, hey, Starbucks numbers would be okay because they would be. However, you got to know when things get overbought and you got to be selling into it. VeriSign misses by a penny. So Starbucks, they see fiscal 12, $1.78 to $1.82 versus that $1.84, and that's what I'm just seeing now that it's coming out on the wire. I'm also seeing 12.87 billion in revs versus 13.04. Well, that's a little bit light, so you're going to have to find out. I'm just now getting that wire. So that's some of the things going on. So if that's some of the things that's going on with it, and it sounds like it was light revenue a little bit, but it wouldn't have mattered how good or how bad it is. Starbucks in this after hours hit the short right here, right there. And it made that bottom, and it's zipping back up in these areas, but the body of the price right now is right here, and it's off the closing high, period. So here's the bid and the ask on Starbucks. No big collapse, but there was a range. And just you can see where people are getting wind of that report and how they're treating the stock. Okay, it's a brand name. There will be more talked about as far as the earnings go. From what I just read, it wasn't that great, but they've executed well, and the stock is overvalued. It needs to pull back around the 42.50 area to get any kind of weighted risk entry, and then it would have to hold support levels over time throughout calendar 2012, meaning that, it's time to ring the cash register. 48.49 was the intraday high, and the close was 48.34. They will have a conference call. They'll have to talk more about their uh, hedging capabilities and their business model. Okay, Starbucks. If the stock goes back up to 48.15, you would look at taking a short with a stop above the previous day's intraday high at 48.34.